Welcome to today's video, which is going to be my Pan That Palette finale for the year. I am thrilled that it is finale time. I'm really enjoying wrapping up a lot of project pans, and I'm very excited to start new project pans and a new Pan That palette. So if you want to catch up, I'll link my Pan That palette playlist for the year, also my project pan playlist. This was my third year doing Pan That palette, and I do have playlists on my YouTube channel for the other years as well if you want to see that. This year I have been working on the Bad Habit Artistry palette, which was the dupe for the Anastasia Mario palette. This is something that I purchased because I accidentally destroyed my Mario palette trying to depot it. It was a huge makeup regret, so when I saw that this was available several years ago, it's not available anymore, I really wanted to buy it, and I wanted to get my money's worth out of it. This was a pretty inexpensive palette though. I think it was only $12 or $14. If you've been watching this, you would know at the beginning of the year, my goal was to completely finish this, but that obviously did not end up happening, but I'm really happy with my progress. Really, I cannot complain. I do feel like I've definitely gotten my money's worth out of this palette. And yeah, let's just get into this finale. Before I show you what my palette looks like now, I want to show you kind of a time sequence of what it looked like from the beginning of the year through the last update. I gotta say, it's pretty crazy looking at what it looked like at the beginning of the year. I have definitely made so much progress. So let me show you what my palette looks like now. There definitely are some changes. Since the last update, I did create a Franken shadow, this one here, which is what happened to this one. So I actually filmed that. If you'd want to see how I did that, I did a video about repressing makeup, and I did show how you combine those two eyeshadows to make a new one. Now, I have not used this a ton since the last update. I gotta admit, I was kind of getting a little bit sick of it, kind of ready to move on to something else. I only used my Franken eyeshadow twice. And then basically what I worked on was expanding the pan on D'Orsay, Klimt, and Primavera. So I definitely expanded the pans on those three shadows quite a bit. Having used them more in the last month, I kind of realized that they were three of my favorite eyeshadows in the palette. So I kind of was regretting not using them more throughout the year. I don't know what happened. I don't know why I didn't realize that, but particularly D'Orsay and Primavera are my favorite colors in the palette. D'Orsay is a beautiful bronze shade, and then Primavera is like a light reddish burgundy. It's really pretty. And then the green one that says Laurel that I've panned on that is a Franken eyeshadow that I created several months ago. So I'm happy with my progress. I really am. So in total, I did finish 3 eyeshadows in this palette. I've got pan on everything else. I did have pan on the shades that I changed into Franken shadows before I did that. So really, I'm pretty happy with it. I really am. You know, at the beginning of the year, I wanted to finish the palette. Obviously, I did not do that, but it's okay. I don't want to put that much pressure on myself. And in the new year, I am going to start a new Pan That palette and some new project pans. I'm going to put a little less pressure on myself to finish things and hit pan as much. I'm going to focus a little bit more on usage projects in the new year. I mean, I've already been doing usage projects for the last year and a half, but I want to try to focus on those a little bit more just because I don't want project panning to feel like a chore. So I'm really happy I got great use out of this palette. I finished 3 eyeshadows. That is fantastic. Since the last update, I'm really happy with expanding the pan on those 3 eyeshadows. Like I said, D'Orsay is a beautiful color. I absolutely love it. Also, considering this palette only cost $12 or $14, I feel like I definitely got my money's worth out of it. And I feel a little bit redeemed since I accidentally destroyed my Mario palette since I used this one so much. I'm definitely overall happy with my progress. I've been debating whether I'm going to keep this palette or declutter it. I don't know how much I will use this. As I mentioned, the two shades I really love are D'Orsay and Primavera, but I definitely have similar colors in other palettes. The rest of the palette, I'm not that interested in. My Franken eyeshadows are nice, but I have similar colors in my collection as well. And it was fun to experiment and make those. The color Frida, that one I don't like at all. It's just a little muddy looking on me. What's left of the two matte shades, it's not a lot, but again, those are pretty generic colors. I have those multiple times over. Have not decided if I'm going to keep this. I may keep it for nostalgia and not really use it. I'm not sure. I have not decided, but I definitely feel like I've gotten my money's worth, and honestly, the only two shades in here to reach for, again, would be D'Orsay and Primavera. And again, they're not super unique, but the formula on those is really nice. So we'll see if I end up keeping the palette or not. I'm very excited in the new year for new projects, new Pan That palette, so stay tuned for that. I'll link my playlist if you do want to catch up on my Project Pans and Pan That palette for this year or even years past. Please let us know how your Pan That palette was going. I know a lot of people also do the Pan Those Eyeshadows project. I love watching that one. It is a whole lot of fun. That is it. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.